Guess what? We're back at Five Lakes Garage and we are back making stuff out of nothing. Alright, so you know we have a 1976 Aqua Sport bass boat. Alright, now since I have my co-pilot Corbin, sometimes he wants to be the captain. Which means he wants to run the trolling motor because he thinks that you only catch fish if you're in the front of the boat. Which I've proved that you can be in the back of the boat too and catch the fish. Anyway, so the problem is that when I'm in the back of the boat, I don't have any cup holders. I don't have any rod holders. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and build a rod holder slash cup holder that actually came from Corbin's Nugget. I was thinking of some other ideas and he's like, well, why don't you just do this? So his idea was to take one of these little poles that you put the seat on top for the bass boat. We can use the extra one for a Lazy Susan type of apparatus. So I'm a cheat, you know what? So I'm gonna look around the shop and see what we have as for spare parts. So what are we gonna use? I need something to go in the top of this. So I got an old tie rod that came from Ray's Mazda. It is the perfect size to fit right in. Now if you look, I got to hop because I'm still on one leg. So I had the nut right here, which was the tension nut. This right here, I needed something that has the same threads. So I had the old tie rod, which I just cut off. So that had threads. So now I have a nut. So what we're going to do is take this guy back off. We're going to take a board. Now this board here is the leftovers from actually doing the seat that was destroyed. So I had some left over, so I made a template. Again, what are you going to use as a template? Well, you look around the shop and see what you got. Well, I had a saw blade, which actually worked out perfectly because it fits right onto my scrap board. So the idea is to have two of these with some poles up there, which my assistant left over here. All right. Alright, so we just have some dowel. Actually, this was, I think, from a shovel or something like that. But anyway, we're going to whack some pieces off of here, put it in there, and sandwich the two boards, and then bolt it all together. And then we're going to have a Lazy Susan rod holder after we drill some holes in here. So, it's enough yapping, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get this thing done. So the first thing we need to do is actually, I got to find another board this size and cut it out so that we can actually have a... two boards of the same. So I do have some other scrap pressure treated. It's not marine grade, but it's pressure treated. But this thing doesn't see the rain very much, so it should be okay. And also the idea is to have it interchangeable. So I have two rods, just two tie rods. I'm gonna have one for rod holders and cup holders, and the other one's gonna be like a cutting board, a grill stand, whatever, in case I want to go, you know, not come home and just go fishing all day. I can do that on the boat. All right, let's go run upstairs. We're gonna go ahead and cut this guy out, find another board, cut that out, make sure they're the same, and then we'll be right back down here to put it all together.
Oh, hello there. Thanks for watching. And if you really like it, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you really like it, go ahead and hit the like button. And go ahead and comment because I want to hear what you have to say. Could be good, could be bad. I don't know. Let me know. And if you really want to send anything to the channel, help us out, whichever. Here's a P.O. box that we opened up in case you want to send something. I'll do a video and see what it is. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, welcome up to the woodworking shop. So I found another board. It is still a scrap piece that I kind of cut off of a bigger piece. So I used the saw blade, make the circle. Now we're going to cut it. We're just going to do it on the bandsaw. Now the blade I have in here is for metal, but it'll work for wood. It's going to take a little bit, but we'll get it done. So yeah. All right, so it's round-ish. So what we're actually going to do now is actually put the blade back in there, drill my center hole, and then I'm going to put I don't know, I'll put something in there to actually put it on a drill so we can actually make it almost perfectly round. Because of course I'm doing it all by hand. I don't have all this fancy stuff that everybody else has. Maybe one day we'll get it. But I'm gonna drill a hole. Also, these two boards I actually put some screws in it so that everything lines up. All right, let me figure out how I'm gonna do this one. sometimes you gotta improvise. This is what I'm gonna do. I got a screw right through the center of it. Put it on my drill. So as it spins, I'll be able to put it on the belt sander, and it's only gonna hit the high spots. And eventually it should be round. In theory, but let's find out. Let's go. But don't forget your specs. Ooh. Don't forget to clean your specs before you put your specs on. All right, so we got a circle, sort of. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna be drilling a hole all the way through, and that's gonna be for each one of the rod holders. I'm only gonna put 4 in there, so I'm just gonna put it in all 4, well, I guess corners. So I got 1.25 inch bit. That should be enough to actually have the rod go in there and not be too loose, but not be too tight, because I got some that are big, some that are small. So we're gonna do it right there in the middle. So I measured it off. I'm gonna do 1 inch in. That's gonna leave a little bit on the outside. Hopefully it won't be too bad, because I'm gonna run out of wood. Then once we get that done, then we get to cut holes in this one and then actually build the pedestals. So more time lapse. All right, we got holes. So I'm only gonna do 4 rods because you don't need that many while you're fishing. But so let's go and figure out the rest of the holes. Let's go to the shop. Oh, and don't forget to wear your spectacles when you're working on machinery. All right, so I just drilled a hole right down the center. It's about a 5/8 because that's about the same size as my tie rod end. Now, what I might have to do, but unfortunately, once you actually put this on there, and then also take my makeshift nut that I made, put that on there, there's like 1 inch of this hanging out. We don't want to do that because it's going to go in the bottom of your cup, because we're going to take the other one and put a 4-inch hole right down the center, and that's going to be the cup holder. So I need to cut off 1 inch of that, and then also whack that off because we don't need the greasy, nasty mess. So we're gonna do that on the bandsaw because it's got a cutting blade on it. Let's go. All right, that's the reason why I do love using the bandsaw, because it does not mess up your threads as much. Also, while I was at it, went ahead and cut off the big knob, so this should be able to fit right into the holder. So we're gonna go ahead and try that and make sure it's not too deep, or else we have to cut some more of this. All right, so I got the hole cut in there. I'm getting ready to do the 4-inch hole, but I kind of want to make my spacers to make sure that my spacing is going to be correct. Now I did grab Corbo's rod, and this one has the shortest actual neck handle, because what we're going to do is have a board here and a board here so the rod doesn't move around so much. So if you measure that, we have about 5 inches to play with. The plywood is 3/4 inch each one. Times that by 2, you got 1.5 inches. Minus that by 5, and you get 3.5 inches. All right, so he's got to work on that. So we have our miter saw here, but we want to make sure that everyone is exactly the same. Take a look at the saw, and this is a little trick that you can use to make sure they're all exactly the same. All right, if you look at the side here, I do have a gate right here. So this is a movable gate. I can flip it up out of the way, or I can put it here. So the idea, it goes in the same spot every time. The only problem is I need 3 inches, or 3.5 inches, and this is a whole lot more than 3.5 inches. So I just grab a scrap piece, and I just extended my brace. So now, that is about 3.5 inches. So now each one that I cut will be exactly the same, and will be uniform all the way across. You got my specs, cut this up, put it together. All right, got everything ready. Now we need a cup holder. Now most of the stuff that you get, they always have like 3-inch, 3.5 inch cup holders. And we're gonna do a 4-inch cup holder. So that make sure that we, super big gulp or something. Anyway, promise, this might be the last time I drill something. But yeah, you get to see me drill. Glasses, and my glasses. Well, it's not pretty. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the fogging up of the glasses or what. Couldn't see, but hey, look, my hole's not centered. That's the only board I got, and I've already done so much work to it. We're just gonna have an off-centered hole. Oh well, put some glue in it or something. I don't know, but that's annoying. We're gonna have an off-centered. Oh well. Use what you got. This is what we got. We got junky tools. Let's go put it together. Alright, so we got a little dowels that are cut out, and actually this used to be an old flagpole. it'll work. So I made some pilot holes in both boards, so when I put the screws in there, hopefully it doesn't splinter out, which if it does, I'm gonna be a little upset. But we're actually gonna use screws, but we're also gonna use glue. Glue is your friend. So is a dust mask. Because stuff was getting to me. Alright, come on down and I'll show you exactly what we're doing. Alright, so we got our top. We're just gonna go ahead and screw it in just a little bit. Put some glue on our rod here. Here we go. One down, 3 more to go. Actually, here's something you can put in the comments. If somebody texts you, how many texts does it take to warrant a phone call? Put it in the comments. Is it like 3 texts? Anything more than that's a phone call? Because my watch is about to burn up its battery because the ladies of the house keep texting. Let me know. There we go. Looks like a little table. I'm going to stick this on here. Now, I did make some marks. Where's it at? Got a mark right here. And a mark right there. Now, got a mark and a mark. Because you want these holes to be lined straight up so your rods don't be hanging over the side. There you go. Alright, so the only thing we have left to do is put our little rod on the bottom, which, conveniently enough, I made threads. So hopefully it'll go on straight. Maybe. Alright, so I cut on one side. I did not cut the other side. The other side is machined. So if you do it that way, hopefully it will stay straight. So it's not leaning on you. Alright, just keep in mind though, any cut that you put in here, we're going to have a hard bottom. Unless you want to put like a platform or something like that so the cup will hold on there. I don't know, we're going to try this out and see how it works. I need a big wrench. Anybody got a wrench? And a wrench. Hey. Got my buddy Corbin here helping me out since I'm disabled. Can't walk around the shop very well. Bam! Got our pull. Got our Lazy Susan fishing rod holder. There's my rod. Alrighty. Alright, so this is basically what our plan is. Put a cup right there in the middle. And yes, it's not centered. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. Alright, so the only thing we have left to do on this one is one, take the rods out before I poke them into the ceiling, because we're still inside. Alright, so the only thing we have left to do this is actually sand it down. We want to get in here and sand all down into the holes because you don't want to mess up your rods. That's why they use plastic and PVC. I don't have any of those. I just have scrap wood, flagpole, scrap wood from the chair, and a tie rod. So, I'm going to put a cup in there, sand it down. You don't really need to see me sand because it's boring. And next time you see us, we'll be in the boat, trying it out, and making sure it works. Yep, it's blue. Gotta match the boat. The boat's blue, man. Everything's gotta be blue. Alright, so it's pretty much done. Now I'm ready to go fishing. As you can see, I got a rod, 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 a rod. And guess what? I got another one over here. So do I need this many? Yeah, maybe. Do I want all these? Oh, absolutely. I hate changing lures as I'm hopping around. Anyway, check it out. All right. So we did just paint it blue. I went ahead and taped off the flagpole holders. So now it spins around. Holds up the 4 rods. Got my cup in the middle. Might redesign the little knob there because, yeah, it just flops around. All right, so this quick video is just something that, just to show you what you can do. All this stuff I had here, I just had it laying around. Could I make it a little bit better? Yeah, probably. Could I design it a little better? Yeah, probably if I spent a little more time on it. But it is functional, and that's all I'm really looking for. And not only that, it's blue, and it almost matches the boat. Kind of went a little too dark in the blue, but that's okay. It matches the boat. Everything's blue. It's the Blue Bandit, or Blue Goose, or what? I don't know. I still haven't figured that out yet. But anyway, it is totally functional. I do plan on going fishing over here in the next few days, and we're gonna try it out. The good thing about this thing right here is that it is removable. See, removes it right out. And my next plan is actually to do the same thing, but with just a platform, so I can have my laptop there, so I can sit on the live well, tippy tappy tip tap. I can actually get my work done. I already have the inverter in here. I'm all ready to go. So anyway, I might do that. I might do a video on that. I might not. I don't know. We'll see how well this one does. But for now, I have rod holders for anybody that's in the rear. Before it was just thrown around. So making improvements one step at a time. So anyway, if you want to check out all the good adventures of fishing in the Blue Goose here, go ahead over to 5 Lakes ODL. I don't know, the link is around here somewhere. I'll put it down in the description. Anyway, go check out all those. All my fishing stuff will be out there. It's called Outdoor Living for a reason. So this is how to build it. The other one's how to use it. Think of it that way. Anyway, take it easy. Have fun. Get out in the shop and build something. Use the scrap stuff so you don't have to spend any kind of money. This thing was basically free because I had everything laying around. Yeah, the more stuff you reuse, the less stuff you have to throw away. Fill up the landfills. Anyway, I'm gonna go get ready to go fishing. Catch me a fish. Later.